Okay. Chapter 1, Lesson 2, solving multi-step equations. So that doesn't just mean two-step equations. They could be 3, 4, 5, however many steps it takes to get x by itself. That is our main goal. So yesterday we did one step and x was by itself and we were done. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a step and then ask ourselves, okay, is x by itself? If the answer is no, then we say, well, what do I do to get x by itself? And that's the process that we'll go through when solving these equations. All right? Okay, so I want you to write down this equation first. You don't have to write the solve and check your solution.
Ooh.
2.5x minus 13 equals 2.
What if it equals after 2?
Huh?
I'm stopping.
All right. When we're working problems like this, our mentality is not PEMDAS, okay? We're just trying to figure out how to get x by itself, okay? And we don't do that based off of order of operations. We always get rid of what's being added or subtracted first if it looks like this. Okay, so in this case, we need to get rid of what first?
13.
The minus 13, so we would
Add 13.
My 13's cancel. What's on the left side now?
There.
2.5x equals 15. Now, I did a step. I asked the question, is x by itself?
No.
No. How can I get x by itself?
15 divided by 2.5.
Divide by 2.5 on both sides. So now we have x equals 6. Okay. If you didn't grab a calculator on your way in, you can still go get one. Try and get into a habit of when you put your phone in to just take your calculator out.
I have a calculator in my backpack, I'm just too lazy to get it.
Feel you. Any questions on what we did there?
I remember this.
You should.
This is easy.
I'm glad you think so.
No, you should put that.
It's gonna get harder, y'all.
Hey, no. Random comments. Not doing it.
Check your solution.
Okay. So now write down this one.
Oh no.
Negative 12 equals 9x minus 6x plus 15. What's different about this problem than the last one?
You got two x's.
There's 2 x's.
Oh.
Okay?
Mm.
So,
Cross them out.
nope, you can't do that. What we have to ask ourselves now, so we recognize there's 2 x's. Are those x's on the same side?
Yes.
Yes, that makes our life really easy. Alright? So, because all we gotta do is simplify 9x minus 2x, which is
You mean
3x.
6x.
9x minus 6x, which is
3x.
3x. Bring down everything else. Now it looks just like the last problem we did. So what do we get rid of next?
The plus
minus.
15.
The plus 15, because now recognize that the x is on the right side. That's okay. But you just have to notice that first. Alright, x is on the right side. We get rid of what's being added or subtracted first. What's negative 12 minus 15?
Negative 27.
Very good. Negative 27. And what does it equal?
3x.
Is x by itself yet? No, we still need to.
Divide by 3.
Oh.
Good.
negative
Wait.
9?
Guys, negative 9.
X equals negative 9. So that one was a little bit more than just 2 steps, right? That was a 3-stepper. Okay. Any questions on what we did there? Yes, ma'am.
You said we're not focusing on PEMDAS, but isn't the order in which you do it kind of like the first PEMDAS, you add and subtract first?
It kind of is. And the reason I
backwards.
Yeah, the only thing though, and we're gonna get to this in a little bit, parentheses is always done first,
Yeah, that's what it's.
whether you're doing PEMDAS or not. So that's why I don't say it's backwards.
It's really just does.
Kinda, yeah.
Wait, PEMDAS, SADMIP.
Sad
Yeah.
SAPEMD, SAD, PEM,
Myth.
SADMEP.
Sad me.
Except the P always comes first, really.
Anyway, back to this.
So,
Sad
SAD,
me.
You're not gonna be able to use this.
Sad me.
SAD.
SAD.
That sounds like a
The P is
disease.
silent.
You have
Yeah, we'll say the
SAD.
P
I'm
is
sorry.
Oh, so
I like
the
it.
S was silent.
You're not gonna be able to use this video.
Oh.
I will, because I mean,
Wait, where's the red dot that says it's
That kind of actually helps me when there's people talking.
down here.
Oh.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Write down number 1.
Can we go ahead and do like you want?
Go ahead and do it if you know how. Yep.
Can I do number one? We're doing number one?
Sure. Go put it up on the backboard. There's a marker right back there.
Okay.
Does anyone want to volunteer for number 2?
I'll do it.
Alright, Mayan?
Can I do number 3?
Sure. You can grab a marker out of the basket.
Grandpa.
Wait, now I forgot how to do it.
16. I'm a grandmother.
I'm gonna get to do it though.
Ooh, she went with the small marker.
It sounds like I'm going to high school.
Just erase it.
Okay.
Just use your sleeve. It'll be
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh boy.
I'll get it done.
Grab an eraser too, Alina. And erase the problem that's already up there.
Oh, no.
That's the problem that she's doing.
I know.
No.
Consideration problem.
There's a negative.
That's okay. You got this, Sarah.
Wait, so would I like
Shh, Amy.
subtract 2?
Well, it's negative 2. It's negative 2x minus 10x. So in the calculator, you can put negative 2 minus 10.
Oh.
I did it, but my answer's backwards because I flipped it around because I don't like doing problems that look like this. I like the answer to be on the right.
It's fine with me.
Makes me happy.
And it's correct too. Good job.
Whoa. Wait.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wait, so if it's negative 2
Minus
You're right.
10, do you do
She just
negative 2
explained
minus
it.
negative 10?
No, you do negative 2 minus 10.
Okay.
So what do you do? So you like
What do you do with the C? You put it on
I feel like I messed this up somewhere.
No, you got it right. That was right. 6 is right.
Wait.
So what you do first?
I had a feeling it would be like
Anything
that.
has to be subtracted first.
Except
Is that right? Did I do
Yeah.
it backwards?
It's ice cold. So this is
But that's
minus-
Type in your
6
calculator,
minus
6
12. Oh.
it's
So-
divided.
Who's doing number 1?
It's a divide sign.
That'll become
I'm not
plus
done
one,
though,
right? I mean. you gotta
What
do
am I
it.
doing with my life?
I don't know.
The other, negative 21.
Where? Oh, I didn't. I screwed
11.
Is that the correct for 3?
Good, now I forgot what
Negative
to do
20.
next.
Oh, I did the numbers.
Just kidding. Negative 1.5 or negative. Did you type in 6 divided by negative 12?
Yes.
The same way you divide by
I
everything.
did my best.
Yours is right.
Okay. Okay, anyway.
You don't divide by 2n, just to 2.
Is that right?
I've forgotten how to do this.
Thank goodness.
The whole thing, hold on. You do it the same way. I do it. Just divide by
There you go. Alright. They're all done on the board. So I'm going to do them and show y'all how to do them.
I win.
Okay. So number one, all we gotta do is what? What's our first step?
Subtract three.
Minus 3. So negative 2n equals 6. Is n by itself yet?
I got 3%.
No.
So now we divide by,
Negative 2.
and what's 6 divided by negative 2?
Negative 3.
How did I get that right?
I got
Because
that.
you're smart.
I got that completely
No,
wrong.
the fraction one.
Alright, number 2. Number 2, it is a fraction, so it's a little bit different, but it's not that bad.
Isn't it pretty much dividing?
So, what I'm going to do here is there are 2 different ways. Anytime I see a fraction with a 1 on top, 1 is such a weird number, we can basically make the 1 disappear and move the c to the top of the fraction, making this negative 21 equals c over 2 minus 11. Or, you can do what Mayanne did.
Oh, I didn't
She
realize
just-
you could do that.
Yeah, you just divided by 1/2, didn't you?
Yeah, because you can do that.
You can do that.
It's a thing you can do.
It is,
Our
but it
calculator
messes with people's heads, so here's another way you can do
doesn't
it.
have to mess with your head, you have to calculate.
Anytime there's a 1 on top, you can't do it with any other number. But if it's a 1, you just replace the 1 with your variable, okay? So now, we would get rid of the what?
The minus 11.
Minus 11.
Add 11.
So negative 21 plus 11 is
Negative 10.
10 of that.
equals c over 2. What's keeping c from being by itself now?
Divide by 2.
So we need to
Divide by 2.
multiply.
Multiply. Yes, that's what we're gonna do.
So c equals
Negative.
negative 20. Now, if you've gotten all the way down here and yours still said negative 10 equals 1/2 c, okay? C is being multiplied by 1/2, isn't it? What's the opposite of multiplying by 1/2? And your calculator will do that for you. You just type negative 10 divided by, then your n over d, 1/2, and it gives you negative 20. Okay, so if you don't remember to move the c up, you can do it this way too. And when you do it that way, you can do it with any fraction. 3/4, 5/6, 100 over 103.
Are we
Like,
gonna do that?
No.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, if you saw one, you could do that in the calculator. Alright?
I do things with calculator I shouldn't have to.
And then number 3. What's wrong with this one?
There's
Got
2 X's.
2 x's. Are they on the same side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So first we combine them. What's negative 2 minus 10?
12.
Negative 12. Okay? Because even though we're subtracting, we're starting at negative 2 and we're going to the left 10 places. So it lands us at negative 12. Okay? So negative 12x plus 12 equals 18. Now what?
Now we take away the 12.
Subtract 12.
Subtract 12.
That's 6.
Now what?
Divide by 12. I can't talk.
Is 6 divided by negative 12 negative 2?
No.
No, because the
Yeah.
bigger number's on bottom, okay? That means this is gonna be a decimal, alright?
Oh.
It's negative 0.5.
If the bigger number's on top, it could be a mixed number or a whole number decimal, right? A decimal with a whole number out front. But because the bigger number is on bottom, we now know it's gonna be 0 point something. Any questions there? Feeling good?
Yep.
Wasn't as bad as y'all thought, huh?
That was easy.
Oh, I got all these wrong.
Do you see where you did wrong though? Okay. If you see where you went wrong, now the next time you'll know, okay, I don't need to do that. Okay, write down this one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's unreasonable time.
Go through.
That's fine.
I need water.
Anyway.
Two different colors. Daylight
Alright, so remember Man basically said, she's like, it's kind of like backwards PEMDAS, except what I say.
The P's in the front.
We always put the P first, right? So, we see a parentheses here. We have to get rid of the parentheses first. And how are we going to get rid of it?
We
Was it,
we add one. I don't
No,
know.
don't we?
these numbers inside here are basically trapped.
Multiply.
You can't do anything with these numbers because they're trapped inside the parentheses. So we got to get them out
Oh.
by doing what?
I remember this.
What's it called? Starts with a D.
Just property something.
Something property, yes.
Distributive property.
This is the distributive
That's
property.
what it
Yes.
is.
You need to go back and listen to that. 'Cause it's-
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and listen to this whole entire tape talking about PEMDAS backwards.
Alright, listen. So, distributive property. That means that the 2 is being multiplied by both of these in the parentheses. So 2 times 1 and 2 times negative x.
Sharp.
Even though it's a minus, we also look at it as negative. 2 times 1 is, 2 times negative x is
Negative
negative 2x. So you see how my negative turned back into a minus?
Wait, so would we just like?
Then you bring
subtract
everything else
2?
down. Plus 3, nope,
Oh, you do the 3 first.
nope.
Oh.
So you remember how when we had 2 x's on the same side and we combined like terms?
Yeah.
Don't I have 2
Oh.
things that are, huh?
You have
Yeah.
two twos.
I've got it, well, this 2 has an x on it.
Wait, can't we
So
just
it's not a
make that
like
a
term.
5?
Exactly.
And we can make that a
You put your
negative
2 and your
2x.
3 together to make 5, then bring down your minus 2x equals negative 8. Always look to see if you can simplify first before you start solving. It'll make your life easier, I promise. Now what do I do?
You minus 5.
Why am I not adding 5? I thought there was already a minus on it.
Because it's positive.
Well, what's that?
A minus.
That's
But it's
negative
after
2.
it. It's for the 2.
I'm so smart.
Thank you.
So the 5 is positive, right?
Yeah.
So to get rid of a positive 5, we subtract it. And what am I left with?
Negative.
Negative 2x equals,
3. Negative.
Negative 13.
Negative 13.
they're both negatives,
Negative 13.
so you add.
3, negative 3.
My bad.
Now what do I do?
You divide.
By
2
Negative
I mean,
2.
negative 2.
2. And now I've created a decimal.
6.5.
No, 6.5.
I did it.
Yay. Let's celebrate our
I know, right?
superior intellect before we
This
I was
class
like-
is a lot faster than my class did last year.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was learning the same stuff as the class, the other pre-algebra class. They go a lot faster.
y'all ready?
No, we can go a lot faster.
Yeah, we did.
We feel good?
So fast.
We get it? Everyone followed every step we did?
Of course.
Okay, so we're just looking, we're like, okay, what do I gotta do first? There's parentheses, I can't do that. We gotta get them out of the parentheses, so I do distributive. Then I looked and I was like, there's 2 whole numbers. This doesn't make sense. Well, put them together. Then I looked and I'm like, well, everything's simplified. Let's get x by itself.
Wait, if you didn't put them together, would it still become the same answer?
It would, you're just gonna have more steps, because you're gonna have to subtract 3, then you have to go back and subtract 2, when you could have just subtracted 5.
Negative 2, I wanted divorce.
Moving on. Alright, want y'all to write down number 4.
Being treasured.
We're gonna work these together, because these are challenging problems, so.
Didn't you call it a shark fin?
Before, or was that
Yes.
something I thought of?
Y'all entered 8th grade now, so we just call it distributive problem.
I still want to call it shark fin.
'Cause I have other things that I call things in 8th grade.
What are shark fins?
Do we still get that Pi Day here in here?
What's
I
pie
wasn't here for Pi Day. I
Are you
failed it.
serious?
I was so mad.
You make
Remember when I made the,
Square pies.
Yeah.
No,
they were like
the square cookie pies? They're not cookie cakes, they were cookie pies.
Didn't you come in here to get some though?
Oh,
She
yeah, we
gave us
came
the
in
slides.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
she
loves
was
that.
You remember I made them and I put them in a square pan
That
because
was
pi r squared.
that was good.
Wait, would you put the 1 into the 3 and make it 4?
You're multiplying.
Pie or not square?
Oh, so
Pie
wait.
or round?
3.
Oh.
My dad tells that joke all the time.
Okay.
Terrible.
So,
Favorite holiday.
number 4. Let me go to blank page. It was 3 times x plus 1 plus
6.
equals.
-9.
Alright. I should have had a chance to start on some of this, so let's finish it together. If you didn't, that's okay. First thing I have to do, I see a what?
Parentheses.
Parentheses, so I have to untrap those numbers by doing
Multiplication. Or
this property, distributive property. 3 times x is,
3x.
3 times 1 is,
3.
what kind of 3?
Plus 3.
Positive.
Plus.
So I put plus 3. Then I bring down everything else.
And what?
8.
I meant to
Okay.
say equal.
Now, is everything simplified on both sides?
No.
No, what can I put together?
3 and 6.
And that gives me,
9.
okay? Whoa.
It's like a cube.
Now what do I do?
Subtract.
Minus 9.
9.
Subtract 9.
Is -9 minus 9 0?
No.
No.
It's
It's negative 18.
Very good. Now what do we do?
Divide.
Divide by 3. Negative
Y'all
6.
so smart.
I know.
Well, we all the pre-algebra class. Not
Algebra
no,
1. Algebra 1.
We
We do.
Was-
We do.
You is
geometry.
kind. You is smart. You is important.
This is gonna be an interesting video to watch.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not to
That's
watch.
from the
To
help.
hear.
Alright,
That's all they see.
any questions on what we did there? Y'all are following the steps, right? You're seeing what you need to do to get to the next problem, right? Alright. Are we ready for the next one?
Of course.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Write down number 5.
I really want to flip it right.
You can, if you want to flip it, flip it.
Okay.
Just make sure that if you flip it, you're not writing it backwards. You're literally taking what's here and just putting it on the other side.
That would make my life way easier.
So 5 plus 4, 2d minus 3 equals 15. That's how you would flip it. Flipping it is not writing backwards.
Would you do it to both numbers on the outside?
I think you add
Just
them
the
first.
4.
Okay, when we're simplifying,
Oh, just kidding.
when we're simplifying, right, then we do go by the PEMDAS rules because simplifying is not solving an equation, is it? It's just simplifying expressions. So does PEMDAS say you can add before you multiply?
No.
So you cannot add 5 and 4 yet. You have to multiply 4 times this.
You don't have one out.
Nope.
That was.
You done goofed.
Oh wait, I think I have some.
Where does the 5 go?
You just bring it down.
What if I put it on the end as +5? Will that break the world?
No.
No, I didn't think
What happened? You won't let me.
Here we go. Oh my.
That noise, though.
Try.
Five plus 4, 2d minus 3. Alright, so I flipped it since it seems to make y'all happy. Okay.
Yay.
So, we get rid of the parentheses first because we gotta untrap everyone inside. So we have to do,
The distributive property.
so 4 times 2d is
8D.
8D.
4 times -3 is,
Negative 12.
and bring down everything else. What kind of 8D was this? Positive, since I'm bringing down that 5, equals 15. Is everything simplified on both sides?
No.
No. What can we put together?
Negative 12 and 5.
And that gives me,
Negative 7.
so 8D
You sound so
minus 7.
Plus
Now what?
7.
Plus 7.
Plus 7. You got it right?
Yeah.
So 8D equals,
The
22.
and then what do we do?
22 divided by 8, that's 2.75.
I did it a whole different
Oh,
way.
I did 2.8.
You got the right answer?
Yeah.
2.7.
Can you,
Oh, I read that as a negative.
can you simplify that and turn it to 2.8?
Yeah, I just put 3 in
If it says round to the nearest tenth, then yes.
Okay, so I'll just do 2.8 and.
I did it wrong.
I did too.
What'd you do?
Well, I got, I
I did.
misread
I'm
the
so
equal sign
excited.
being a negative sign.
Oh.
So I
Still
So you had like negative.
I ended with 8D minus 8, and instead of actually being able to do it, I just sat there thinking of dark 8 facing his counterpart, light 8, and they would duke it out. I'm so tired of
Okay, let's do another one.
Another
It's been such a long.
All right, number 6.
I'm not writing this
Again,
down.
you can flip it if you want to. It's our problem. We can flip
You can flip if you want to.
Is that even a song?
Yes. It's my party.
It's
I can
my-
cry if I
it's-
want.
Oh, yeah.
My something I can say what I want
Huh?
to.
It's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
No, it's Melanie
Um,
Martinez.
Yeah, it's Melanie Martinez.
That's like from the 60s. Thank you very
Miley
much.
Well,
Cyrus
there's a
wasn't
Hannah
even
Montana
born.
one too.
I knew what you were talking about, Sam.
Well,
Miley Cyrus was an actual okay child, I think.
Yes.
All right.
And then
She was
turned
okay
into a
that time.
psychopath.
Number
But
6.
That's okay.
Number
We are
6.
filming.
Number 6. When will I learn? You will never. See what y'all can get done by yourself.
Is your wise going back instead of bell stands?
Is there always an understood one?
Yes.
So there's understood use and understood both. Okay.
And understood positives.
Oh my gosh.
Now I might have forgetting.
Okay, what is wrong with me? I forgot about 3Y. Like, I literally left it out. What the heck? Anyway.
I probably did that wrong, but who cares? I'm done. I'm so done.
I like that now. I got that right?
You're right though.
Is it a decimal?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I just want that.
Nice.
All right. What's the problem?
Negative 2Y
Oh, never mind.
in parentheses. Oh wait, just kidding.
Y minus
Listen to Amy.
4.
I'm reading my
Negative
13.
2.
Well, I got 1.
Negative 2. Y minus 4 plus 3y.
I got
Here, I got
plus
it.
13.
Equals
Why? I am why need you.
All right, here we go. All right, guys. Here we go. What'd you get this time?
Y equals 5.
Sounds good.
Nice.
So, we have to get rid of what first?
The parentheses.
Okay, so negative 2 times y.
Negative
Negative
2Y.
Y.
-2 times -4 is
Negative 8.
Positive
And it's 8.
positive 8. And then bring down everything else.
Yeah, didn't do
That's what I just.
Alright? You're so proud of yourself right now.
I am.
Okay.
Get the negative from.
Is everything,
Never mind, I got it. Never mind.
is everything simplified?
No.
No, what can we put together?
You can
Negative
put the
y.
negative 2y and the 3y.
So it just make 1.
It'd be
Positive
1
Or
y.
y.
1y, which is really just
Y.
y.
So we could stop here, but. Wow. No, it's not. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So y plus 8 equals,
13.
now what?
Subtract the 8.
Minus
That's 5.
Wow, I got 5.
Congrats.
Did you? No, I got 1.6 and then I.
Yes, I got it right.
Yeah.
Luigi.
I got 21 because I added 8.
I got
know,
I
I
got
got it right.
I
in
got
my
closer
head, I
than
just
Sarah
wrote
did.
mine.
Do you see where you went wrong?
Yes, I
Okay.
wrote negative. I
How many of you messed up on the -2 times -4?
I got it right in my head. I
You
just
have
wrote
to
it
be
Yeah.
super, super careful
I
in
did it
that.
on my calculator and then I wrote down.
And you wrote down
Negative
-8. See, you're not supposed to bring down this sign. You multiply them. Since it's positive 8, you put plus 8. When you multiply them, if it would have been -8, you put -8. Okay, so just be super careful on those. Alright, but now you know, right?
Yeah.
I
You
just wrote
probably
it wrong.
won't make that mistake again.
I hope not.
Number 7.
Oh boy.
Yep. What'd you get this time, Caleb?
I got positive 2.6.
Rework it.
Pardon?
Rework it.
It's not it.
6.5.
Is it a decimal?
It's not
Yeah, it
yet.
has to be.
1.6.
Not a decimal.
I got
Not a decimal.
What?
Really?
Oh, I know what you're supposed to do.
Well, I'm still
What kind of shenanigans did y'all do?
Wait, what number were we doing?
7.
Oh yeah, I did 7. How did you get a decimal? What kind of shenanigans is going on here?
Oh, I see.
Dollars.
Ah, I got highlighter on my
Yeah,
hand.
and then 2x times negative -3 is.
Where's my
Basically, you end up with some negative shenanigans, and then you gotta do some negative shenanigans.
Oh, dang, I thought I was
It ends
right.
up being 3 X's.
I don't know.
I got it.
They give you 55?
Come on.
No.
Chair.
Oh, okay.
Just
I see what I did.
I know what it is.
I have no idea what I did.
I got it.
I have no idea.
This fan I got it.
It's,
I think I know. Hold on.
I think I got it, but it's not a decimal, but I'm not sure it's the right answer.
I got it.
I got 3?
I got
It's
5.
not 3?
Instead of putting 6x,
Hey.
Is it negative 3?
it's 5.
How is it 5? I'm losing it. I'm
It's
losing my
5?
mind.
Oh, I
Sorry,
already heard 5.
Yeah, I got it too.
I just write down 5.
It says equals 5 there, so.
Wait, is 5
Okay.
actually the answer?
Yes, it is. All right, so here's how we do it.
I have no
See,
idea.
2x times 5 minus. I'm gonna show y'all something that y'all did not even think about.
It's
2x
probably already done
Times
for
5
us.
minus 3
I've been done for a while.
Can I show what I did wrong? And what I-
minus 3x equals 5. Check this out.
I did it right.
Okay, so you know how in the other parentheses, like we had to distribute because it was an x and a number? And you can't, like x minus 1 is just x minus 1, right?
It's just.
What's 5 minus 3?
Yeah, this time you can just take them
2.
out.
2.
It's 2.
Oh
Two.
my.
Jeez Louise.
And what's 2x times 2?
4x.
You have to multiply it out again?
Yawn.
Yeah, you still have to multiply
I
it.
was not aware of this.
Because it's still inside that parentheses, which is right beside the 2x.
Well, no wonder
Right.
And what's 4x minus 3x?
1x.
Or just?
X.
X divided
Oh
by.
my gosh, I'm so.
That was way simpler than
I did.
Even if-
See all this? I used
Listen,
the whole page for this.
Even if you did it without simplifying the parentheses, it would still work.
Up to me.
I just
Could you get
literally
All right, so let me show y'all. 2x times 5 is 10x. 2x times negative 3,
-6.
negative 6x. Bring down the negative 3x equals 5. 10 minus 6 is
4,
4 minus 3 is.
1. Oh.
It still works even if you did it the other way. Chances are, here's what I'm going to say y'all did wrong, is when you just distributed the 2 and not the x.
Yeah.
Some of you may have forgotten to put the x with
Oh,
both
that's
of
Forgot
them.
to put,
I did that,
only
but I
put it to
wouldn't.
the first one.
All right, let's do 8.
Oh, gosh.
Nice.
That wasn't necessarily hard.
Can I do it? Can I do it on my desk?
It
Yeah.
equals 35.
If y'all want to get a marker and do it on your desk,
It
you
equals
can.
35.
Okay.
What have we done?
Does it equal 35?
I don't know.
What? So you just put these in and don't know the answers?
No, she
That's how I
probably
work.
does know the answer.
She ain't good.
She just doesn't want
It won't take me long. Hang on.
Oh, she's
There's
gonna
like
do
12.
Are you literally doing it in your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't. It just takes me a long time.
Wow.
35 plus 20 is 55. I got the answer.
It's 35.
I just got finished doing my the
Seven.
D thing. Writing on the problem.
Oh, I was
Distributing.
guessing. I don't know.
I'd say it's 12.
I'm doing this wrong. I'm definitely doing this wrong.
It's my party.
Plus negative 20 was so contradictory.
That's why you just put negative 20.
Oh, it's 3. I'm not negative in. Because adding a negative number is basically subtracting anyway.
Exactly. So the minus takes over, so you just put minus 20.
Are the answers and everything?
No.
It's a bit decimal.
Nope.
Okay.
Are any of these going to be decimals?
I don't know. 8's not.
Of course it isn't.
So negative
What it is.
blocking my answers.
Very nice.
Goons getting cheeky. Mayonnaise, what is it? I won't tell you. Tell me now. I won't tell
No, she's not telling you. Work the problem.
Wait, did Mayan get it?
What'd you get, man?
Is it a negative?
I can't tell you.
It's
Yes.
not.
It's a
It's not,
secret.
it's not a decimal, right?
Just put it. Just put your hand up.
Oh wow, that was easy.
Yes.
I saw 2, I think.
Wait, it's
Just
not.
work.
Congratulations, you win. It's -2. Woo! You win.
Wait, is it -2?
It is. It is. Don't listen to her. She's
I
wrong.
know.
Wait, is it a
I got it.
decimal?
That,
Negative.
not a decimal.
shut up, Bryce.
Wait, it's not a decimal, right? Oh,
I lied.
I probably got it wrong.
It's a decimal.
No.
Whoa, my foot got stuck for asking me for the answer. That's what you get. That's what people get for asking me for the answers. Do your own work.
Tell 'em, man.
Not you.
Just whenever somebody.
Tell them the answer.
I got it wrong, but then I corrected it.
I got the answer.
That's all that matters.
Then you do.
But every time I get it wrong, I correct myself.
Technically, you could be checking all of your answers as you go. Remember, you can plug it what you get back in, and then you can tell if your answer is right or not.
Why can't I get recent?
Hold up.
So, like, you would put, like, in your calculator, you'd put -4 parentheses 2 times whatever you got for m
Grab the
plus 5
I know what it is.
close parentheses
Can I tell?
minus 3 times whatever you got for m.
Throwing Amazon Basics. Amazon Basics cheap swill.
Did you get 35 when you typed all that in?
That is.
I thought that was gonna work.
Yep.
The Amazon Basics.
No.
Hey,
Mine 1 out of 5. 4 out of 5 ain't too bad.
all right. I think most of you are done with this one, so Alina, stop guessing. All right. We ready to work this one?
No, not ever.
-4, 2m plus 5. Minus 3m equals 35. All right, so
I got it
first
right.
I'm going to distribute -8m minus 20 minus 3m equals 35. Simplify, -8 and -3 make -11. Add 20. Divide by.
Dang, that was quick.
Anyways.
Yeah.
-5, I got that
M
right.
equals -5.
Okay.
A lot of you did. Good job. You ready for the
Yes,
next?
of course.
I know the bell's gonna ring in
1 minute.
exactly 1 minute. Let's see if you can do it.
Alright.
No!
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Try.
Dang.
I'm trying to do it.
There's no can.
Now my pen runs out of ink.
Stop talking so the ones who are trying can concentrate.
No, I'm not doing this. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
It's the same thing. It's just 2 distributives.
Oh.
Well, wait, so 2x 5. No, it's 15.
Shut up,
Minus
Sarah.
5 plus 5
Listen, I can't see.
plus 3 plus 2x equals 14. And I can solve that for 30 seconds, so no. It's some kind of like decimal. It's like 1.7.
This
I
board don't put it in
surrender.
here.
My life.
Hold on, no. I surrender my life to you.
I'm not gonna try that because I know I'm gonna get it wrong.
Hold on.
Talk about dumb, look at me.
Wow.
It's 1. Was that not impressive?
That is very impressive.
I got to the
I couldn't concentrate because they were blabbing their mouths
I
off.
cannot get on that skill set.
Oh well. You'd have gotten it right.
I stood up on that skill set.
Hey guys, don't forget there is homework tonight. It's due Tuesday though.
I'm not looking at the
And I'm
board.
gonna tell my mom I can do it.
Why would you say your mom?